Welcome to a podcast for nerds, the show where two dudes that met as kids discuss our journey with all things nerdy, as well as life as we near our 30s. I'm Cody.
And I'm Dakota.
And today we have a lot to catch up on because
it's
been how long since we last talked?
Well, for the audience, it's been a week, but for us, it's probably been at least 3 weeks.
I think it's been 3 weeks. Yeah.
At the very least. I know the week after you said you had to go and deal with some stuff that you need to get some rest for.
So I needed to do a visa extension.
Oh, okay.
And it has to be done at the same time that we normally record. So it was really unfortunate.
Okay.
Yeah. There was no way around it. So
I see. Okay.
And then the next week, what happened the next week? Oh, and then that weekend, because sometimes if we miss on a weekday, sometimes we do it on the weekend. And that weekend, I was on another island, so away.
And then,
totally.
I couldn't do it 1 week because we had
because he was arrested.
Yeah, I was arrested. No, we had a death in the family. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go into that, but we had to take care of that, and so that's why we had to take a week off for us, and then. You had to do something. Something happened. You were not feeling well this last Tuesday.
My head hurt, and it's actually there's a reason. It wasn't just as Dakota will know, but maybe you guys will know if you followed for a while.
I guarantee you, I knew what it was. But go ahead.
Well, I have chronic migraines, but this wasn't that. This wasn't that. It was because me and Izai this week we started a diet in a box. Have you ever heard of it's the name here, but there's just becoming popular where people will I guess it's kind of like HelloFresh that everyone talks about, but it's not exactly because HelloFresh isn't really meant to be a diet. It's just like food.
Right.
But it's like that where they send you this food it's already cooked and you just heat it up and it's like this is my lunch and dinner and if I just eat this, you're supposed to lose weight. And I mean I did. I lost 2 pounds already, that's cool for only 5 days. But but the thing is, my body is so extremely addicted to sugar that when I don't eat sugar for even 1 day, I get a really bad headache. So that's why I was feeling bad when we were supposed to be recording.
It's that sugar addiction. I get it. I'm in the same boat. I'm a sweets guy.
It's bad. Yeah, it's bad, dude. Well, it's not even just sweets, man. It was a few years ago. I think the last time I was in the U.S., maybe. Or no, the time before that, 2019. I was trying to, cut out added sugars. Not cut out completely, cut down on added sugars. Because I'm
trying to get a little bit more of a natural...
Yeah, diabetes is in my family, and I should think about that considering how much sugar intake I've had over my life.
Right.
So, but as you look into added sugars, you realize it's in everything, dude. It's not just sweet stuff. It's in freaking French fries. It's in savory things. Have a ton of added sugar.
It's in tomato sauce for spaghetti, but that's on purpose. Otherwise, that could give you major heartburn if you don't have the sugar in there. From what I've heard. Yeah, I've heard that if you don't put a little bit of sugar in the tomato sauce. Now, admittedly, I think they add too much in the store-bought stuff is the thing. But from what I've heard from people who make their own, you need to add just a little bit of sugar in tomato sauce to give it to balance out all the acidity. That's what I've heard. I could be spouting off bull crap right now. I don't know.
Have you made your own tomato sauce?
No, I'd like to maybe one day.
Are you a bit of a chef? Do you ever cook?
No.
Not at all?
Well, I cook. I do, but I'm not often, and I'm not great at it. I got this thing that Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to ask, what's your favorite thing to cook when you do cook?
I like breakfast. It's easy.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Usually, doesn't take much to fry up some bacon, sausage, ham.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I do it all the time, but if I'm going to cook, I prefer. I got this thing that I like to make where I take. You basically do kind of a French toast thing, but what you do is you scramble the egg, you have the egg cover the pan, so the bottom of the pan is all yellow and white.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take pieces of bread, and like you would with French toast, you dip the bread in there. But once you dip one side, flip it over, and do it with the other one, and you sit there and let the bottom of the egg cook. And then you take it and you flip it over, and then that end starts frying, and you're getting a. I also like to mix in cheese and bacon bits in there too.
So there's no cinnamon. It's not like French toast. It's just similar.
Not, the bread it fries similarly, but
Oh, okay.
But then you have egg yolk on the bread frying with the bread that you're making, and then you take it and then you fold it in half, and then you take the egg ends that are folded, you fold those up, and then you take the bread and you fold it in half, and then you got yourself a nice little French toast egg sandwich.
Sounds interesting.
It's
hard for me to picture it. I've got the idea, but it's hard to picture. Did you make
When
this up or
No, I saw it on Facebook.
really?
And-
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
So, it worked out. Yeah, when you're back home, we'll do an episode where I make one for you or something.
A cooking episode.
Yeah.
You know, I tried to do cooking stuff on We Wonder once, like making like simple Filipino dishes, because I'm not that good of a chef. And I tried to make it funny, because I know I'm not out here like actually teaching you how to cook it. Like, I'm not that good. So I needed to try to make it funny. And man, they just bombed. Like nobody wanted to watch it. Yeah, it was so sad because I put a lot of work into it. I was having so much fun, and I was having so much fun with the edit, but your amount of fun does not equal views, obviously, unfortunately. Yeah, but we could try though. I thought when you were saying similar to French toast, at first I thought you were gonna say, I don't know what this is called. It's like where you take out the middle of a piece of bread.
Oh,
like
I know what
just
you're
in
talking
a
about.
circle,
Yeah.
and then you crack the egg into it. You know what I'm talking about?
I haven't done that, but I know what you're talking about.
I've never done it either, but I just, for some reason, actually, I don't know anyone who's done it, but for some reason, I feel like it's something everyone's heard of, right? Like maybe it's something they did in the 50s or something, so everyone's heard their parents be like, "Oh, when I was a kid, we used to crack an egg in the middle of a bread."
Now, have you ever made a Juicy Lucy? At least that's what my sister calls it.
What is it?
So it's when you just make a hamburger, but you take cheese, you make your patties real thin.
Okay.
And then you take cheese, whatever cheese you want, and you put it in on top of it, and then you take one patty, top of the other, and then your cheese is inside the burger. So then you take, so then you fry the burger or grill it, however you do it, and the cheese melts inside. When you bite, you have gooey, yummy cheese.
That sounds good, actually. That sounds good.
It's delicious, dude.
Speaking of gooey inside of a burger, what's your feeling on like burger cooked in egg?
I like a fried egg on a burger sometimes.
Not a fried egg on a burger. It's like the egg got mixed in as you're cooking the burger. It's like in the meat. Have you ever had this?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I've had it only a couple of times.
So like ground. So you're talking like ground beef?
Yeah, and then the egg is like in. I don't know how you make it exactly because I haven't made it. I had it at a couple of restaurants, and then, my brother's girlfriend made it for us once when we were in Australia.
So is it like a Korean thing?
I don't think so. No, but I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
So it was good though.
Honestly, it was great. Like it was really great. Like I said, I've only had it a couple of times, and I'm not sure where you can really like order it, but I should try to learn how to make it because it was one of the best, like just flavors from a burger, like from the meat part that I've had. That egg really adds something. Yeah, dude. Speaking of food, I really miss, like, because you mentioned cheese. I really miss pepper jack cheese because it's just not available here.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I just remembered like 2 months ago. I was like, oh yeah, I love pepper jack cheese.
When you're back, we'll do a cooking episode on here. Not
Yeah,
really
man.
cooking it. It doesn't have to show the process, but I can cook you stuff and then have you eat it. I can have you try the egg sandwich, and then I can make you a
Yeah.
Juicy Lucy with some pepper jack cheese.
Oh man, that sounds good. That sounds really good, actually.
Mm,
Yeah, we could do it for sure. That would be awesome.
and
I can react to your creations,
we'll cut it in half. We can share it.
or maybe. Now I'm overthinking. I'm thinking you could make me something, and I could make you something, and then we react to each other's creations, food creations, culinary. That's the word I'm looking for. Culinary
Oh, yeah.
creations.
I don't think I've ever had tacos made by you, and I know you're a taco aficionado.
Yeah, you should have.
I
Though
would
the
like
thing
to
is,
try your tacos.
I need to relearn how to make tacos in the U.S. because I've learned how to do it using the ingredients here in Philippines. And to be honest, at first when I was making tacos here, because I'm going off how I did it in U.S., I'm like, I can't do it right. I can't get them right. But since I found certain ingredients and things that just work so well, I think I've made them better than I had in the US. So I need to, before I make for you, I need to like make it a few times back home again
I
and
gotcha.
try to figure out my exact recipe. But I don't know what you like on tacos. Everybody's different. Do you put a lot of
Just cheese, lettuce, tomato, salsa, maybe some queso.
Okay, no onions?
Maybe. No, not really an onion guy with taco.
You know what's really good that I didn't try for a long time, but I guess it's not super unpopular, or maybe it's really popular. I don't know. I had never heard of it, but I finally tried it. It's squeezing a lemon onto the meat of the taco.
Oh, yeah. No,
It's so good, dude.
I've seen
like
lime
not a
in it,
lot,
though.
not a lot. Yeah, lime too. Lime as well. Lime is probably better actually, but the lemon is good too. It's just I can't find limes here. Okay, so I gotta
What?
work with lemons.
You live in a tropical place and they don't have limes?
No, they have lemon and calamansi.
A what?
Calamansi. It's a small. It's probably not the English word for it. It's a small, round, green lemon. I know when I say green, that makes you think of a lime, but it's a lot
it's a
smaller.
lemon.
It's a lemon, and it's a lot smaller, and the flavor's different than a lime or a lemon. It's pretty good, actually. I
So
think
how do they make Sprite in the Philippines if they don't have lemon lime?
the magical thing called importing.
Ah.
And they may have lime
Again.
somewhere. They may have lime somewhere. It's just I haven't seen it. I'm sure they probably have it somewhere.
You gotta go on a lime hunt now.
But I really want to bring some like calamansi because they have a lot of calamansi flavored things and they're all like sour. I want to
Ooh,
bring
you
some
got-
home for Nate because I know he loves that, like eating just lemons straight.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
He'd love that. You gotta bring
yeah,
me
there's-
more of that mango stuff. Those mangoes.
the
Dude,
dried
I'm-
mango.
Ew, I'm obsessed with that. I love that.
You still can't buy that in U.S. You haven't seen it anywhere.
Not that if I've seen it, I don't know. I guess I haven't trusted it because I'm like, I don't know if it's the same thing.
That's true. That's true. It's crazy, dude. I love the dried mangoes, but when I'm in, it's what's weird is I eat them more when I'm not in Philippines than when I'm here. Like, if I bring them home with me, then I'm like, yeah, dude, these are great, and I eat so much. When I was in Australia, I ate so much, but here in the Philippines, I'm like, I love them, but I never buy it. I don't
Yeah, maybe
know
I'll look
why.
next time we go to the store. Maybe I'm in a because I've seen dried mangoes, but I'm like, I don't know if they're the same. I don't want to get burned.
No, you're right. You're right. There are dried mangoes in US. I found them when I was there. Who makes it? I can't remember. But yeah, it was not the same. It was definitely not the same. It tasted more like a candy, like an actual candy
Ugh,
than like a dried fruit.
no thanks.
But maybe the good brand, like the real brand is going to be imported soon. You know, US is really on top of it with like bringing in new foods from foreign places, like getting it into
Hey.
the grocery store.
we got to be on top of something, right?
Okay, well, we have talked a lot about food. I don't
What a
know
way
how
to
we-
start.
Yeah, it's probably
hope I'm-
because I've been on this diet, so my brain's on food.
Just on food. I haven't really eaten much. I've just kind of snacked all day. I've been bad.
Dude, I tried to get tacos yesterday. Just let me complain for 1 second, really
All
quick.
right.
One of the things I hate about the Philippines, this is just me being an entitled American. I know how it is. I get it. It's true. but a lot of times the thing you want is not available. Like in the Philippines, it's just not available. Izai was wanting French fries. This restaurant we went to didn't have any French fries, not available. I wanted tacos. I ordered tacos. They come back later. Sorry, sir, the tacos are not available. I just wanted like, it doesn't sound like that big a deal, but when you've been dreaming of tacos for a
I
week
get
while
it.
you were on a
I get
diet,
it.
I just wanted to slam my head into the wall. But
What'd you settle for? What'd you get instead of tacos?
buffalo wings, which
Hey.
it's
Fair
good, but
compromise.
no, it's good, and it was good. But when you're dreaming of tacos, for me at least, nothing
get
else can fulfill that, like fill that hole in my heart. You know what I mean?
You're like, I'm gonna eat these buffalo wings, but I'm not gonna like it at all.
I mean, it was good, but it's no B-dubs. Dude, did I tell you that B-dubs got rid of my flavor?
What flavor?
Which one did I get? Hot barbecue.
It's
Yeah.
still on there.
Is it back? Because it was gone. I know it was gone because Rhett and Link on Good Mythical Morning, they did an episode trying every Buffalo Wild Wings flavor like we did many years
they
ago.
copied
They
us,
copied
okay.
us. Yeah, of course. I'm sure they saw that episode and copied us. But I kept waiting for hot barbecue and it never came up. And I was like,
It might
What
be
the
a
heck?
regional thing.
no, I thought that too. I'm like, okay, maybe it's regional. I Googled it. They discontinued it.
I'll have
That
to look
that
that up in a
was
minute.
whenever that episode came out. So that was how long ago? A year, maybe a year plus. I don't remember. It could be back now. I have no idea. But if it's not, then I'm gonna have to try some new flavors. Have to
Hot's
go
really
rewatch
good.
Yeah, I'll have to rewatch the video that we did and see which
Yeah,
ones I
see.
liked back then. Yeah.
Be like, oh yeah, all right, yeah.
Oh, okay, I like that one. I'll try that again. Let's see.
I'll have to watch that one again too. There were some good ones.
Yeah, I watched that. I watched a little bit of it not too long ago for some reason. I have no clue why, but not all of it. So, what are we consuming?
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna take up the majority of this episode.
So, guys, I am hosting this week. The way I don't know if you guys notice how we do it yet. We switch off who's hosting each week, and that person sort of brings the topic to talk about. I wanted to talk about a real topic, but I've just consumed so much that I would rather talk about.
Fair enough.
So next time, I think I want to bring a real topic and really jump into something. But this time, it's because there's a few things where I think we'll have some conversation. So
All right.
you want to go first? What have
Sure.
you? Yeah, just
So-
throw one at me.
So this isn't really consuming, but I've been doing something, and I got a Lego recently.
Okay.
They have this line of little mech things where you get the little Lego guy, like usually Marvel is who they do it for, and then you get the Lego guy, and then you can build. They get a little mech that's themed around them. So like
Okay.
a Spider-Man, Captain America, and I've always thought those ones were kind of lame. Well, then the
Okay.
Wolverine one came out.
Whoa, dude. Those are those claws to scale? My
I don't-
God.
I don't know, but yeah. See, you take the little guy out of here.
Oh,
See,
that's cool.
he's literally a mech.
That's really cool, actually. I would have
Yeah.
loved that when I was younger.
Yeah. So there's that. Built that the other day, and
But
I,
you said it was Marvel. I think Wolverine is like Fox, right?
hey,
Just
Disney
playing.
owns it
I'm just
now.
playing. Wait, they do?
Yeah, Disney owns 20th Century Fox. They acquired
Oh,
X-Men.
yeah, I totally forgot. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
And Fantastic Four. And then I've been working a little bit on Gunpla.
What is it?
This is a Gundam. This is the Death Scythe Gundam.
So do you actually watch Gundam, or are you just into building them?
I haven't watched Gundam in a minute because here's the thing. Gundam is great.
Mm-hmm.
The stories are great.
Mm-hmm.
But unless you're watching one of the one of the kind of jokey shows, like the build shows, which I love, those are my favorites because they're exciting.
Okay.
Gundam is very, very slow. Like when the
Really?
action is there, it's slow, but it's not. It's plot driven. It's very much Game of Thrones in space,
Ah, okay.
where
So
it's like
Gundam. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
where you're so enthralled with the setting and the characters that you don't mind that there's actually not a lot happening. But when the stuff does happen, oh, it's awesome.
Mm.
Some people might disagree, but yeah, go ahead.
Gundam. This is not a fair thing to ask because there's so many Gundam series. But Gundam versus Code Geass, which one's better?
Oh, for me, Code Geass.
Oh, okay.
But that's because Code Geass, whereas in the same year we got Gurren Lagann, my favorite anime. I have a Kamina pin. It's my favorite.
It's your
anime.
favorite. It's your favorite
Yeah,
now.
to this day.
Really?
To this day, it's my favorite anime.
Wow.
Dude,
I tried to show it to Izai. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, I think and she couldn't get into it because you tried to show her too soon.
Yeah, I think so. We only watched one episode too. But
Oh, yeah.
maybe
you gotta.
maybe eventually. We'll see.
Yeah, I showed it to Ariel once, and she. This was my fault. I kind of forced it on her. She stayed with me. It was before when we were just dating, and she came and stayed at my place for like a week at the time, and I pretty much forced her to watch the entire show within a span
show,
within a span of like 4 days.
Bro.
And that was my fault. But
So she wasn't into it?
No, but she said that she would go back and try and watch it again because she doesn't remember any of it because it was such a blur. Because I kind of literally would because I was so into watching it at the time.
When
so
was
it wasn't
this?
fair to me. This was like 2016.
Oh, quite a while ago. Okay.
And the last time I watched it was about 2019.
Okay. I think I've only seen it like 3 times, but anyway, what were you saying?
So whereas both those shows are send-offs to the great mech animes of old, whereas Gurren Lagann is a send-up to all the great super robot animes, like the Mazinger Z, Voltron, stuff like that. Code Geass is a send-up to all things that are great about Gundam, the way I see it anyway, because it's got
The political anime.
the political intrigue, the focus isn't the mechs, the focus is the characters.
Right.
But when the focus is on the mechs, is it awesome.
Bro, what's the Gundam? I think it's a Gundam show. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. It was on Toonami back in the day.
That was probably Gundam Wing.
Yeah, Gundam Wing, of course, but I don't think this was Gundam Wing.
Oh.
This was like a little later. Because Gundam Wing was on Adult Swim, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was on
No, it was on
Toonami.
Toonami. I watched a bunch of videos recently. It was on Toonami.
I think it was also on Adult Swim at one point. Just because when I was watching Adult Swim back in the day, I remember it was like Yu Yu Hakusho, Cowboy Bebop, and then Gundam Wing. But I don't know what year that was, and obviously things have shifted between Adult Swim and Toonami, so
Yeah.
I don't exactly know. But
Toonami had a huge library of things. We can go into that another time, but Toonami was
Toonami
insane.
is a topic in and of itself. Wow, dude, let me just write that down really quick.
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap. Yeah, okay, I wrote that down. Yeah, we need a Toonami episode. We could
For sure.
definitely probably talk the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
But there was a show on Toonami, I think it was Gundam. Maybe I just thought it was Gundam because it had mechs, and to me, every show with mechs was Gundam when I was a kid.
Fair
I don't know.
enough.
But it basically they'd go in like I guess the center or maybe the head of the mech, and then they were in a suit of some kind, and instead of controlling the mech, they would move inside the mech. So they're like doing the actions. Like if they punched, then the mech punched. If they dodged, then the mech dodged. And I thought it was the coolest concept for like driving a mech. It's kind of like what's it called?
Sounds more like
Pacific
Star
Rim?
Driver to me.
Dude, Star Driver, bro. Star Driver is so good. Great shout out. No, but it wasn't Star Driver because it was way before that.
Can I Can I say something that might be a little controversial? I like a lot of
careful.
Gundam shows.
Uh-huh.
I like 8th MS team, very good, because that's essentially what would Vietnam be like if there were Gundam.
You don't like Gundam Wing?
I don't like Gundam Wing.
Why not? I've never watched it. What's wrong with it?
I got about 5 episodes in. The mechs are cool. I just hate every character.
Oh,
I hate them all. I
okay.
hate the main dude. First thing, he goes up to this girl who's like all nice to him, and he's like, "I'll kill you." And then like that's all he says. And then she becomes obsessed with him, and she's like, "Why?" She's like standing on a beach, screaming out. She's like, "Why don't you come and kill me, hero?"
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's so. And the only one that's cool that I've liked is this guy, the one that.
Oh, that's
pilots
from
this thing.
Gundam Wing?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the Death Scythe Gundam. He's got like a lightsaber scythe. It's really cool.
That's pretty cool. I mean, yeah. I feel like I've heard this, though, from other people. Oh, well, no, I wanted to get into Gundam. That's what it was. And I was reading, where should I start? This was a year or two ago.
Oh, okay.
And people were saying, some people were, of course, some people were like, Gundam Wing. You got to start with Gundam Wing. And then other people were commenting like, nah, for new people, I wouldn't recommend Gundam Wing. Like, maybe later on. But so it really made me, because I thought too, like, maybe I should just start at Gundam Wing. But reading those comments, I was like, I'm not so sure. Maybe, I mean, it's
I could
older
probably.
now. Maybe it doesn't.
I know
hold up.
you. I could tell you the perfect show to start with, because I know how much you like giant robot fights just as much as me.
That's true.
So it's not a canon to any of, because there's like a bunch of different timelines and like tons of timelines in Gundam. Like that's why there's no actual, the main one is like the UC. I'm not going to go into it, but the main one with the main story that started it all, it's called the UC timeline. But then there's all kinds of other ones after that. You know, Wing belongs to a certain one. The SD ones belong to their own one. So just things like that. But there's a show, now, again, I might get hate for this. That's not the first one I watch, but it's one of the first ones I watch. It's a show called Gundam Build Fighters.
Okay. Gundam Build Fighters. Actually, I think you recommended this to me before. I remember talking about this. Yeah, I remember talking about this with you.
I didn't want to actually build Gunpla until I started watching this show.
Okay.
And now I love
what's a
building
Gunpla?
That's what this is. It's short for Gundam Plastic Model.
Oh, okay.
Gunpla.
Okay.
But they also, you can call ones that have stuff that aren't Gundam, like, I know you'll like this. I just pre-ordered, and it should be coming in the next month or so. I've never done this before, but I pre-ordered a new figure, or a new model. You remember the Digimon movie, right?
Of course.
You remember
Classic.
the end? Remember the end? The last two, Magnamon, when Vmon becomes all golden?
Bro, don't spoil it. What are you thinking? No, I'm just playing. If you haven't seen the Digimon movie, come on. You know which one we're talking about. Come on,
you can't take some of that dub seriously, but that middle part and the beginning.
Bro,
the ending is a little weak if you ask me. But
the soundtrack in the dub.
Oh my god, that soundtrack.
So
I actually have a physical copy of that soundtrack. Did you know it? I ordered it. Yeah, I ordered it because I love it so
good.
much. I've never
so good.
I've never had to order. I know it's just a compilation of the songs I could get on Spotify, but I was like, man, because it came with all the songs, because a lot of those songs were songs from the show, and they freaking bopped, dude.
I think that movie might have been the first one where I was like, this is different. I don't know if that makes sense, because that was a time when I'm watching like Pokemon and things like that, and I don't know it's an anime. I'm like, it's just a cartoon that's cool. I think that movie was the first one I saw where I'm like, why is this one different? Like, this is really good. I think that actually might be the first thing I ever saw that gave me that like chills feeling, like epic chills feeling.
Now, did you see Digimon? Were you introduced to Digimon through the movie or through
No.
the show?
The
See,
show.
that's what I was too. Yeah, you're right. There was something that I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Were you
No,
done?
I'm done. Yeah,
Um,
it's all good.
from what I remember, I would think I was in second grade, so you also would have been in second grade. Just
Hmm.
take a drink. Um, and I even had my second grade 8th birthday party. It was Digimon themed. That's how much I love Digimon.
Was it? Was
Yeah,
I there?
Digimon themed at Pizza Hut. I think you might have been.
Why would I not be? We
I
would
don't.
have been. We would definitely have been friends at that time.
I know. I don't. I just don't remember because I remember that. I remember that birthday. I remember a lot of my birthdays growing up. My 8th birthday, we went and saw the movie Dinosaur. A big group of me and my friends, and I feel like you were there. I just
I've
don't
seen
remember.
that movie.
And then
So
after that, we went to Pizza Hut, and they had Digimon banners all around. They rented out the room in Pizza Hut, and my mom made me a cake that was supposed to bought me a dinosaur cake from Walmart. It was like themed, but she took the dinosaurs off and bought me little Digimon figures and put little Digimon
that's
on my dinosaur cake.
that's nice, dude. I'm not sure if my parents could have pulled that off. Maybe they would have. I'm not giving them enough credit, but that's nice.
Well, that's how
Yeah.
much I loved Digimon when I was a kid.
Digimon was awesome. I think everyone went through that phase at some point where they're like, Digimon's cooler than Pokemon.
I
But
think I always was like that.
still to this day,
To this day,
I mean, the anime is no doubt about that.
that's what I mean. Yes, the
Yeah.
anime. So me and Ariel have a thing. Me and Ariel are in agreement on one thing. If we could isekai to anywhere, we would had a choice. All right, start a new life over anywhere together. What fictional universe do you pick? Our number one is Pokemon. We would go there. That's how much I love
Definitely.
Pokemon.
Definitely.
Like-
Because it's one of those fictional universes too where it's like everything's just cool. Like
Yeah,
there's not some crazy horrible thing going on where it would make your
I
life
mean-
bad. It's just like this is just cool.
there kind of is, but I mean,
Is
it's
there?
the games have some kind of peril. But you
Yeah,
have to
but there's
stop.
some 10-year-old boy saving the world. I can just chill in my village and hang out with my Pokemon.
So
like-
yeah, and that's the thing in the Pokemon world. You can you go and you can you could literally make a living off of adventuring.
Yeah, I
Somehow.
know, right?
Somehow you
Right?
make a living off of going on adventures,
And you're not a
training your
thief.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah. I totally agree with that.
So yeah, I
Bro.
would definitely. But that being said, as much as I love Pokemon, and I would choose there from the world I would go to, I would always say that Digimon is the better anime. You will never hear me say Digimon is a worse anime than Pokemon.
I completely agree.
Even
Yeah.
the movies, and the movies are shorter. Most of the movies are like 45 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes.
For Digimon?
Yeah, like they're just specials, like OVAs essentially.
Okay,
Like-
I see.
Like there's one where they the villain, that they got to fight when they fuse.
Mm-hmm.
There's a movie where he comes back and they got to fuse again, but not only it's got Omnimon fused, but they have from season 2 they bring in Imperial Dramon, and they have Omnimon and Imperial Dramon fight together, and it's the best thing on the planet that could ever happen.
I think that's another reason. You're just reminding me that I thought that it was so cool because at that time, Fusion
Oh,
was
Dragon
awesome
Ball.
because of Dragon Ball. Dude, I don't know why other anime did not follow in Dragon Ball steps and fuse characters together. I mean, like at
Everybody
least
feels
some
like
of
they'd
them.
be copying them.
I know, but like at least some. It's like no one. I'd feel like no one has.
Oh,
taken
dude,
still.
imagine if Natsu and Gray got to fuse together ever. Fire
That
ice combo.
makes sense.
Yeah, fire ice power combo.
You just named them Game of Thrones because story of ice and fire. Okay.
Oh yeah, okay. I see.
okay.
A little stretch.
Okay, so is there anything else you've been consuming?
Oh yeah. So I've been consuming quite a bit. I'm doing a lot of manga lately. I've been have brought
Really?
a few yeah. So I'm trying to read this one a little slowly. It's the only physical example I've got. I'm trying to read this one slowly because I want to own all of them. That way I can read through all of them, and I still need 3 volumes. but I've been reading Vinland Saga.
Oh, are you serious? That's on my list. I almost started that right after.
This is book 8. That's where
Is it
I'm
done?
at. Yes. The manga is done, so you have no problem having to wait for spoilers or anything.
Mhm.
But I haven't finished
I wanted
it.
to read it. I wanted to read it after Berserk, but then I didn't.
It's
I read One Piece instead. So.
it's I don't know if you want to. You probably want to read it before you watch the anime. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I probably will. Yeah.
See, I watched the anime and I loved how the anime ended, and so I was like, it's only happened a handful of times where I'm like, I'm gonna have to pick that up from there. It's happened 2 other times with Claymore and Bleach.
Oh, and Bleach, right? I knew Claymore, but I couldn't remember the other one. Of course, Bleach.
The ending of Claymore. Side note. Oh, mwah.
You like it?
Oh, I love the ending of Claymore.
Really? Because I've heard other people. I haven't read it, but I heard. Well, you know how this is. People often hate endings, but I heard a lot of other people talking about how Claymore's ending's rush. It's not good. It's not satisfying.
It's a little bit, and they do kind of leave it open a bit, where they're like, oh, they could go on, but they wrap it up in, I think, a nice way. Can I spoil what happened? Or do you think you'll read it?
No,
it's
don't
good.
Spoil it. Don't spoil it. It is on my list to read. I do have plans to read it.
Okay, I love the ending, and I have a feeling you and I have similar tastes when it comes to endings. We very, very rarely disagree on endings.
That's true.
Maybe a little bit on Game of Thrones, but just it's minor things, I think, with that though.
I don't really remember when we talked about it, but yeah, we agreed mostly. I think.
Like I like the ending of Lost, just because it's
the ending of Lost is great. Oh, don't even get me started on the ending of Lost. That makes me more mad than the ending of Game of Thrones that people don't like.
Oh
it.
yeah. Well, that's
I think
just
people
because
just
I get it
completely
because
miss the point.
Lost because it didn't answer every question that they brought up, but it's like
why would you want it to? The older I get and the more things that I watch or consume or whatever, I find that it's interesting and it's cool because of the mystery. Like legitimately, the second that mystery gets an answer, it's like, okay, who cares now? Like it's over.
Oh yeah.
The mystery is why it's cool. Like, and they answered a lot of things.
Yeah.
I don't think every single thing needs to be answered. I don't know why people expected that.
Although upon reflection, I don't think they ever fully knew what they were doing with the smoke monster. Upon reflection, I don't think they ever fully understood even what they wanted to do with it.
I rewatched it, 2 years ago, and
I watched the first episode last night. Funny enough.
Oh, you should rewatch all of it. It's a good.
I think I might. It's solid.
The thing that I think with the smoke monster is I think they wrapped it up nicely. Like they pulled it in nicely by the end.
Yeah.
But rewatching, I do think in that first 2-3 seasons, they had a smoke monster, and they're just gonna figure out what it is later. I don't think
that's exactly what the writing. I listened to a thing about Lost the other day, and that's exactly what it was. I don't think even in the beginning they planned on it being a smoke monster. After watching the first episode last night,
really,
you hear it stomping around.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm.
Like
it sounds more like a dinosaur or something.
Yeah, and that's what they planned on it being. But then my guess is they're like, we can't computer animate a monster every week.
But we can make some smoke, and that smoke in the first 2 seasons is weak, dude. It's not till season 3 where it looks cool.
It looks all right, I guess. But yeah,
a lot of the effect cool in season 3.
I just haven't seen it in a while. I'm just saying
when
season 2 is all right.
Look back in your brain to when the Mr. Echo meets the smoke monster, bro. It looks dope.
It did.
I didn't say what happened. I just said he met him. Dude, a lot of people meet him.
Dude, how cool is Mr. Echo though?
Bro, what happened with Mr. Echo, dude? I'm so sad because I don't want to.
He was my favorite.
Spoiling just by saying this. Do you know that he was supposed to be like a long-term character, right?
What happened? What was the deal? I can't remember.
He needed to leave to be in something else. He was gonna be in something else, and so he needed to leave.
That's such a bummer.
Which sucks, because yeah, when they first introduced Mr. Echo, you can tell they're building him up to be a character that's going to be there for a long time.
Mhm.
And I guess by saying that, I have spoiled that he's not there for a long
Well,
time.
his
But-
exit is really rushed. Is the problem?
yeah, because he had to go to be. It was like to be. He had another opportunity, and I just feel like, what was that opportunity? Does anyone know his actor for anything else? Like,
It's probably a movie, and movies pay a lot more cheddar.
yeah, I guess when it comes to money, it makes sense. But I'm thinking like fame and notoriety. Like, I feel like you would have gotten more. But I'm saying you would have gotten
Well,
more through Lost. But at the same time, he already got a lot. He was a really loved character in that
Acting's
show.
all about choices, man. Like, did you know that Will Smith was originally supposed to be Neo?
Yeah, I did hear that. That's crazy.
He turned it down for Wild Wild West, and now I just watched that movie recently, and it's fun, but it's not great.
But
It's kind of
Yeah, I
dumb, but it's
see-
fun. It's a very fun classic Will Smith movie, and Will Smith as a cowboy is awesome.
I've never seen it. I would love to watch
Dude,
it.
it's so funny. It's very It's very funny. You got a lot of funny parts, but it's also got a lot of like, ha ha. I guess.
Oh, really?
Like,
Mm.
but for the most part, I think it's a solid, funny action comedy. But Will Smith was silly to turn down The Matrix for that role.
Well, as we can tell, that was a huge mistake because Will Smith's career just went straight into the dumps after that.
No, totally.
For anyone who doesn't understand sarcasm, that was a joke. Have you listened to Will Smith's autobiography? Or
No,
biography?
is it good?
I don't know if it's autobiography or biography. I
think it
haven't
is.
listened to it, but
He
I've
narrates
heard
it.
a lot of people talking about it. Yeah, he narrates it. I want to listen to it because I've
I'd
heard
listen
people
to
saying
it.
it's super fascinating. And I'm saying was, I guess I still am. I'm a huge fan of Will Smith. I want to say was because like I haven't watched anything from him in a long time. I haven't listened to any of his music in a long time, but there was a time when I was definitely a huge Will Smith fan. I would love to listen to that. Okay, so Vinland Saga. Is there anything
yeah,
else you
been
wanted to say about it?
No. Where I'm at in Vinland Saga, it's a slow burn right now. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but the main character's going through a phase, I should say. I don't think
Okay.
he went through a phase. Now he's come to a conclusion, and his character arc is starting to really, really expand.
Mm.
And I don't like the main character's sister. I really don't like her. That's all I'll
Okay.
say about Vinland Saga.
Bro, you should read Berserk after you
I will
finish
at
it.
one point. It's not on
I know
the-
I've told you before. And Berserk, I feel like it's hard to recommend now because you know it's not going to end.
Mhm.
But
Do you think they'll try to wrap it up at all?
I had hope that maybe they would, but nothing has happened since then. The thing is about Berserk, we don't have to talk long about this, but when I read it, yeah, I was definitely worried as I approached the end. The end, not the real end, but what's because for those who don't know, the author died.
So you caught
Last
up
year.
on it.
Yeah, I finished all of it, and
Okay.
I actually felt super satisfied because one of the biggest plot points that is followed for many volumes of Berserk is actually wrapped up in like the second to last chapter before he died.
Okay.
So in a way, like it didn't wrap up
there were
every
there were no cliffhangers, at least.
No, I mean there was something still waiting to happen, something everyone wanted to happen, and it felt like Guts, the main character, isn't close to achieving this yet. Like it was still gonna be a while, but it wrapped up for what for me was, and I think a lot of people as well, was the biggest thing they wanted to be wrapped up.
Okay.
It amazingly got wrapped up right before he died. So I felt good about it, honestly. I don't know. It was really lucky. I mean, it's not lucky that he died, obviously, but it's so
Right.
lucky that happened.
he finished when he did what he did when he did it.
Yeah, exactly. Because it really made it feel a lot better. Like I feel like there is like a book in to it. Like you can get there and feel like, okay, this was still satisfying,
Right.
which is great.
Well, that's
Um,
good.
Yeah.
So now you've I've been consuming a lot more, but I want to hear what you've been doing.
Okay,
For
I'll
now.
do my quick ones first.
Okay.
I've got a couple that I don't think we're gonna talk a lot about, but I just want to talk about a couple of. I read 3 books.
Okay.
Okay, the first one is Project Hail Mary, which is by the same author as The Martian. Because I think I mentioned to you before that I read The Martian.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to read his other more recent book, Project Hail Mary. I liked it way more than The Martian. It was awesome. They're making a movie with Ryan Gosling as the main
Okay.
character. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but everybody keep your eyes open for Project Hail Mary when that movie gets announced. If you're not into reading, because that book was awesome.
What's
Like,
the synopsis
it's really hard to say anything about it without
without
spoiling it.
spoiling?
It's
Yeah,
one
well
of
then
those
don't do that.
types,
Yeah, it's like my
but
favorite movie. You can't really explain it without spoiling it.
yeah, I guess the best way to put it is without hopefully spoiling anything. And if you don't want to hear anything, like just skip ahead like 10, 20 seconds really quick. It's like space buddy cop, like
Okay.
between okay, I can't say anymore. That's it.
All right.
Yeah. It's really good. Okay, but the next thing that I read after that,
Is Ryan
have you
Gosling a good cast for the main guy?
look, here's the thing. Ryan Gosling's kind of like hot, right?
Sure.
Is he still hot?
I
Like,
guess. I don't know.
well, I mean, he always played. What I'm saying is he's always played like hot guy character in movies. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is the main character's super nerdy. I'm not sure
Oh, you don't
if
think Ryan
he's.
Gosling can pull it off?
I feel like he's too hot guy to be super nerdy guy, but I might be wrong.
That's
You
the
know?
Hollywood effect for you.
Yeah, they're gonna turn super nerdy guy into hot nerdy guy. I think
Mhm.
is what's gonna happen.
That's Hollywood for you.
Yeah, but I think it's okay. I think
Gotta bring
he
in
can
the
probably pull it off.
ladies.
Yeah. I'm more curious about his partner, who I will not mention anymore about. That has to be the biggest secret. But
Okay.
his partner, I'm more curious what they're gonna do with that.
It
Because it's
it'll
one
get
of the
spoiled
things
in the
that
trailers.
it will, and that's what really blows because the reveal of this thing is one of the things that made the book so good, but it will have to be spoiled. Yeah, I think it
Mhm.
will have to be. There's no way around it, which really sucks. But it is what it is. The other thing I read, I just want to go through all 3 books really quick, and then
Go
we can
for it.
go back to you. Yeah. The other thing I read is Bird Box. Did you see the movie?
Oh, I watched
when
the
it came
movie.
out?
It's pretty good. Did you?
Yeah. No, I never watched the movie
It's all
because I
right.
didn't have Netflix at the time.
I didn't know how to feel about her character.
Really? Why?
Well, I was on her side by the end, but I didn't like how she never named the kids. I know
she
that
did eventually.
eventually. I didn't. Well, at the first, I didn't like that. It was just boy, girl. Felt cruel.
I agree. So when I was reading it, first of all, let me say the movie and the book are pretty different.
Oh,
Because I
really?
read about what happens in the movie. They changed a ton of the characters completely. Like there's totally new characters. Some of the characters are gone.
Mm.
A lot of
Side
the
note.
events that happen are different. Mhm.
Side note, real quick. I love the ending of that movie. I love how that movie ends.
Oh, really? I'm pretty sure it ends the same as the
Okay.
book. Okay, quick spoilers for Bird Box. If you haven't seen it, click ahead really quick because I just want to make sure how it ends. Is it okay? I'm gonna say it now. Skip ahead. Is it that they like get up the river and get to the school for the blind?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's the same ending.
Yeah, I love that ending, dude. Because to me, it's like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense that the blind
know,
would now
right?
inherit the earth.
I know, right? So yeah, I read that. It's pretty different. Basically, the biggest difference from what I was reading is the director thought the book was way too dark, and it is really dark. Like the things that happen are horrifying. Like the things that they kind of cut out or toned down on in the movie,
Really?
legitimately horrific.
Do they in the
Um,
book explain, elaborate more what the force is?
The creature.
So it is a creature.
They don't say that in the movie?
Not that I remember. They treat it as if it's some sort of like force.
No, it is definitely creatures. Yeah, many creatures, like a race of creatures. Yeah,
Maybe they do.
that you
Maybe
can't look
I'm
at.
just. I don't think. See, I don't remember. They really in the movie. They don't really. You don't find out what they are.
You don't in the
Really.
book either. You
Oh,
don't.
okay.
Well, I mean, you know they're creatures, but that's all you know. You
Okay.
don't know what they look like, where they come
They.
from, what they
I
want.
think. I think in the movie they treat it more as like a disease, a sentient
A
kind of disease because it's invisible.
like COVID. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. Um, yeah. So it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I agree with you that I did not like her character in the future timeline because maybe you remember it bounces back and forth between the past and the
Yeah.
present. So her present self, yeah, with the kids, I thought she's like super annoying, abusive, and you get to hear her thoughts inside. And there are times she's like, when you're reading it, so her inner monologue, she's like,
Mhm.
I don't want to be like this to the children. I want them to have normal lives, blah, blah, blah. But then every time she actually does something or speaks, it's like, then stop being so abusive. Like, what's
Oh
wrong
yeah.
with you? But because of the events, like how dark and how crazy it is in the past, it makes you kind of understand why she acts that way
Oh
because it
yeah.
was it was bad, man. It was really bad.
I'll say
Uh,
this about the movie: Sandra Bullock really does act her butt off in that movie.
Really? I want to
Oh yeah.
watch it. I want to get some space between after finishing the book and watching it because I'm going to be comparing way too much if I watch it right now. I want to wait a couple of months or something and then watch it and go in knowing it's really different. But
Um, I like the line in the movie, not a spoiler, when they're about to, as you know in the book, I'm sure they
mm,
are about to just venture out. Um,
you mean to go to the river?
yeah,
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
there's the scene right before that, and she's telling the kid in the movie, she's telling the kids, what she needs from them to do, and all that. And she says this
Uh-huh.
line. She says, she goes, I need you to be quiet. And she goes, if you make any noise, I will hurt you.
Yeah, she says that in the book too.
And okay, see, I like that line a lot. I don't know why. It just she didn't specify what she was gonna do. She's like, if you make any noise, I will hurt you.
Yeah.
And just
I don't think she actually would have, but
no, it's the threat of it though.
yeah.
Just like it seemed like such a mom thing.
Yeah, because the kids don't understand like
Mm.
what's really I just okay. I want to ask more, but
Yeah,
the other thing I read
it's a good
is
movie though. It's good.
the other one I read is Mallory, which is the sequel to Bird Box.
Ah,
Yeah, it has a sequel.
is
And it's
that what?
being made into a movie now. It's currently in
Oh,
production. Mm. And it's I liked it even more. Some people don't like it. You know how it is with
sequel.
when like a story feels wrapped up because that movie did wrap up.
Yeah.
But there are openings. Who knows what's gonna happen? And even myself, when I finished the book, I'm like, I don't know if I really want to read this. I almost didn't read the sequel because I'm like, I like how this ended. It was really good. But I did read it and I loved it. And all I'll say is I don't know if they're gonna change it a lot or not, but it could be. It just starts. It literally starts where the other one left off, like right where it left off. And I hope they make it more like the book and they don't change it too much. But either way, keep your eyes out for that. It's just called Mallory, and it's
Mallory. Okay, so it'll be on Netflix.
for sure. Yeah, it's really good. I really liked it, and I'm sure
Is
Sandra Bullock will kill it.
I was about to say, I assume her character will still be in there, so she'll be coming back.
I'm a little worried for you to watch it though because she's even worse in this one. Like, because another thing happens. It's not a huge spoiler, okay, but like, I'll just say the School of the Blind it doesn't last that long. Some stuff happens, and so she becomes. The whole premise is this isn't a spoiler. It's literally the premise. First few pages. Some stuff happens at the School of the Blind, and the main story, the entire story, is actually 14 years in the future.
Oh,
The kids are
okay.
16.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's really cool. That's why it's cool. It's like seeing these kids who grew up in this world, and it's a lot of it's through their perspective. But but she has like really lost it at that point. She's straight up abusive parent, like
Wow.
really bad. Yeah, but it's really good.
PTSD and trauma.
Definitely, definitely. And it's like because they're 16, dude. So they're teenagers, you know. Teenagers always think they know more.
Yeah.
So the son, he's really like, mom doesn't understand anything. I know what's going on. I grew up in this world. And he's kind of annoying, but it's like the writer's so good because he's annoying, but I'm also like, he's a teenager. And I could see a teenager really feeling this way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he really captured what it feels like to be a teenager somehow.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very few movies, books, anything actually capture the feeling of what it was like to be a teenager, and that always bothered me when I was in high school.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's true.
Because you'd go to the movie and see a movie about a high school student, and it's like, oh, that dude's clearly 35.
Yeah, for sure. But the son, at least, especially, man, I don't know how he captured it so well. There were multiple times where I'm reading and I'm just like, I fully believe this is a teenager. This is exactly what a teenager would feel and think. This is how I would have felt. Yeah, I hope that conveys like in the movie. But okay, that's all the books I read. So
So
what do you
let's
got?
see. I am watching a couple things, and I am reading a couple manga, other than Vinland Saga.
Wow, you're a busy bee.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what I was watching recently. Well, have you heard of the show Big Mouth on Netflix?
No.
Oh, it's a show about the show itself is about kids going through puberty, but it's for
Okay.
adults, and the humor is like it's honestly I think it's the raunchiest show I have ever seen in my life. It's
Really?
and it's about 12 to 12. It's about kids.
Oh
But
gosh.
they're all played by adults. But it is the raunchiest. Like you see nudity. They're very liberal. It's all very, very, trans, gay, all positive and all that.
Okay.
But it is unabashed with its like sexual and gross out humor.
Oh gosh. It's all just comedy though?
Oh yeah.
It's just to be funny.
Well, kinda, but I'll get to that. But the way they do things, the way they personify puberty for kids is every kid, or you assume you don't see every kid, but every kid gets what's called a hormone monster. And they're just like this troll-looking creature that follows you around pretty much forever.
It's animated.
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
Oh, okay. I googled it. I was picturing.
So
Not
you
animated.
probably see the hormone monster, I'm assuming.
Yes. Yeah, I do. Right
So
now.
his name in the monstrous Mori and Connie, but there's other ones too. In fact, there's a whole world that they just made a spin-off show called Human Resources, and it's all about a whole world. They dive into it in Big Mouth, really cleverly, where they personify just about every kind of emotion that people can have. Like
Uh-huh.
they tackle depression and anxiety.
Oh, cool. Uh-huh.
And the way they personify that is you get a big purple depression kitty. And
That's cool.
And when you don't want to get out of bed, it's because the kitty's laying on you and won't let you get up.
Uh-huh.
And they have a newer character is funny. Is called Tito, the anxiety mosquito.
I think I saw him. I was just Googling. I saw a mosquito.
Yeah, he'll go and bite you, and that's when you start getting like anxious and anxiety. But he's also always anxious because he's full of anxiety.
Oh god, that makes sense.
But yeah, so they did a whole spin-off about that, and you see more of these things. Like everybody gets a love bug, and that's how you fall in love with not just your significant other, but your babies, your pets, your food. The love bug is for everything you love. And then this show. The reason I said it's kind of funny is because the second to last episode legitimately made both me and my wife cry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we watched all of it all weekend already. Because it's only 10 episodes. We just binged it. And yeah, the second to last episode, well, it was touching personally to her because of recent events. Um, but because the recent events were on her side of the family. But so it was touching for her, but then there were other things that happened that touched me in a way, and we both ended up crying together over the show because I don't know how that happened, but the next episode was funny again. But they had a character called Keith from Grief, and he was just a sweater with chicken legs.
Okay, it's hard to picture.
But when you were ready to grieve, he would come and be like, all right, that's all right. And he'd envelop you a nice warm cashmere sweater to comfort you.
It sounds like a cool idea.
Yeah, it's super, like, it's on the surface. It's a show that, this is going to sound controversial, I think, honestly, kids going through puberty and stuff, Big Mouth, I think they should watch it because they explain a lot of things in there, like on how
even though it's so raunchy.
Yeah, and they're very body positive. Like there's an episode where body positive, but they also do make jokes. But there's an episode where two of the girls go with their moms to a lady sauna. And all the ladies in there are walking around nude, and they're all different body types, and you see it all. And they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to be nude around all these women. And then they're like, the moms say, it's all right, be body. And then they sing a whole song about being body positive, about the way women look. And it's real catchy. Like kind of jazz musical number. They got really catchy songs in it too. But anyway, so we've been watching Human Resources. I was watching anime recently. I feel like I can't remember what it was. But the main thing I've been reading One Piece. Bit by bit. Not as much as I just recently picked it back up again, like the other day. And I've read,
bro, that
like,
leads me into
chapters.
my next consuming. If you want to just go with One Piece for a minute.
No, because
okay,
we'll go through the other thing that I'm reading because it won't be that long.
Okay, then we'll circle back.
Yeah. So I've been reading a little bit of One Piece, only a couple chapters. I'm still Bellamy is fighting in this tournament. Luffy is Lucy right now.
Yeah, he will be for a while.
Okay, and shenanigans are happening with Luffy, where he's like, Grandpa didn't do that. Wait, no, I didn't mean to do that. I'm not Luffy. I'm Lucy.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's cracking me up. But the other thing that I picked up, I started reading the Yu-Gi-Oh manga.
Really?
Yeah.
How is it?
It's really good.
It's really different, right?
It's really dark.
Yeah, I've watched videos about the Yu-Gi-Oh manga. At least the beginning. It changes at some point from what I've heard.
Yeah, the first 59 chapters. It's not focused on dual monsters. It's more focused on actual like games and stuff. Like,
yes.
The games are so clever. Like the one that's blown me away the most right now. And it's violent too. Like he straight up kills people.
Yeah, I watched a video about it. Yeah, I know.
He
it looks
doesn't,
cool.
but he leads them to their demise.
Well, the whole Shadow Realm was always like
the Shadow Realm doesn't exist.
Right? Yeah, it's
Shadow
just
Realm
death.
You die. They just didn't want to say. They just didn't want to say in a kids show that everybody died. So you're going to the Shadow Realm, Yugi boy.
Was it for kids?
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, so, of course. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
but my favorite thing that I've seen in the manga so far, the story's good, but so far there's a part where this dude who just escaped from jail busts into this like a burger establishment where they're all at, and he takes the girl hostage, and he starts pouring liquor, like I think it was vodka, into his cup, because he demanded liquor and a cigarette. And Yugi, of course, becomes Yami Yugi, but they haven't revealed him as Yami Yugi, but we know him as Yami Yugi. But that part takes over, and he's like, I'll play a game with you. And the guy's like, all right. And the game is, okay, I'm trying to think how it was. We can only move one finger. Like, once the game starts, we can only move one finger. Any one finger we want. We can only move that. And the guy's all right. He's got his booze in one hand, gun in the other. And the cigarette in his mouth. He's like, all right, I'll take you up on that. He chooses his trigger finger. So Yugi goes, all right, I'll choose my thumb.
Mm-hmm.
And and the guy's like, all right, so what do we do? And Yugi pulls out a lighter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, do you need a light for that? And he's like, yeah, sure, thanks. And he lights it for him because the only thing he can move is his thumb. And he lights it for him. And then the guy at the same time is pouring his alcohol. And then right as he gets over his hand, he just goes boop and drops the lighter right on his hand and makes it balance on his hand while he's still pouring the alcohol. And it's overflowing. And he's having to balance his hand so he doesn't drop the
lighter?
The lighter onto the flammable
The open
liquid.
Flame? Right.
Yeah. And he ends up doing it, and the dude burns alive.
Wow, that is cool.
Yes.
I should read it. I
So
hadn't thought
clever.
about it.
It's so clever. Like, the games he plays are so clever.
How far are you? Not that far yet?
I think I am on... No, there's 59 chapters, because there's 4 different series. And there's 59 chapters in the first series before it shifts over to Duel Monsters, which they have introduced, by the way. I think I'm 15... No, I'm 17 chapters in.
Okay. So you still got a while to go.
Yeah, I got a ways, but they're easy reads. A lot of it's very easy read.
It sounds cool. I want to read it.
Yes, I highly recommend that. Like, for you to read, I think you put that on your list. Like,
I need to
I don't know
put it
if
in my manga list.
And I like the way that they also they introduced Kaiba. I won't tell you how, but the way they do Duel Monsters and they do that for the first time, it's pretty darn cool.
Okay. Yeah, don't spoil it. I need to read it. I don't know why I didn't just read it right when I learned about it. That was a couple years ago, though. Maybe I wasn't as into manga yet.
It's so much easier for me with that Viz app. I know I've recommended the Viz app before, but it's so much easier to just be like, oh, Rurouni Kenshin. All right, I'll read that.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not reading that right now, but I plan to. It's one of my favorites.
Um,
Toriko. I can read all of Toriko.
Dude, I want to read Toriko. I liked the anime of Toriko, but then I looked at the manga and I'm like, oh, it's way darker. It looks way cooler.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally no blood in the anime of Toriko. They cut it all out, which is so weird to me because it's a super bloody manga.
You know, it's weird. As I'm getting older, I'm finding, and I heard Giga talk about this once, about how consuming manga is actually the more like the better way to consume the story because you can breeze through it way faster.
Yeah.
And absorb it way faster, because an anime, you're stuck waiting 20 minutes, but what would take a 20 minutes in an anime, I could read in 5.
Especially with One Piece, because One Piece does
or shonen manga
one
in general.
chapter, really One Piece, because most shonen manga do 2 episodes per or 2 chapters per episode, maybe sometimes 3, just depends. Yeah. One Piece is strict to 1 episode, 1 chapter.
Really? I didn't know
that. Yeah, so they pad it out like crazy.
So episode 1000 is also chapter 1000.
No, because it wasn't always like that. That didn't happen until after the time skip. That's when they started doing 1 episode per 1 chapter. So that's why after
real
time
strict.
Skip, it got. It's because they're caught up.
Oh,
they're literally caught up, but I don't know why they have to do it like this. Like, just do it like, as much as everyone hated it when it came out, Naruto and Bleach did it better, where stop padding out the episodes so long and just make huge filler arcs. I mean, it sucks. Nobody wants that, but it's like later when you go back and watch it later, because you know me and Isa have been watching One Piece.
Right.
When you go back and watch it later, you can just skip that stuff, and then the show's good. Whereas now with One Piece, you literally can't. You can't skip it. It's built into each episode. They just pad it out. Dude, the amount of... What I noticed when reading One Piece compared to watching it is the amount of, like, flashbacks they do in One Piece to the same thing.
Really?
It's like...
In the anime.
Especially in the anime, yeah. It's like,
to
fill time.
Yeah, just to fill time.
Yeah, just to fill time. It's like, we just saw this 1 episode ago. Why do I need a 5-minute flashback of the last episode? It's
Dude,
not even the like recap. It's a flashback in the episode.
What's funny is you get to a point where in One Piece, in the middle of arcs, the deeper you go into an arc, not so much at the beginning of an arc, but when you're watching it, I noticed that the deeper you go, the further into the episode you can skip.
Yeah.
Before it advances, like you can, like usually you can skip like the first 6 minutes when it's getting close to the end, and that's
especially in Dressrosa. Dressrosa was the worst for this.
Oh yeah, see, I'm glad I'm.
Wano's better. Yeah, dude, Dressrosa. I dropped One Piece in Dressrosa. I thought I was done with One Piece at one point.
Really?
Thank God I wasn't.
And
yeah,
that's one of your favorite arcs.
I really like Dressrosa now. Now that I rewatched it. Because, I rewatched it, and
I like a lot of the characters that I'm being introduced to. I like a lot of the characters.
Dressrosa is great, but it was just like, at that time, it was so slow for me, and it's so long. But Wano's
was probably
better.
like 2014, 15, somewhere in there is my guess. Because I remember you talking to me about it when you were watching it, because we were driving to Michael's in the morning, and you were telling me all the awesome things were happening.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I can't wait for you to see the end of Dressrosa. You have to tell me when you get there. I'm pretty excited about that. What happens is so cool.
I'm excited. The last thing I just saw happen is Luffy as Lucy just got in a fight with the big dude that hates his grandpa.
Yeah. Do you like Rebecca?
I don't know if I've met Rebecca yet.
You should have met Rebecca.
I don't.
She's the gladiator girl.
They haven't showed her much. They've showed her, but she hasn't.
Okay,
really
maybe you met her, but not enough.
I think I've met her. Yeah, I definitely.
You should definitely have met her. Yeah,
but they haven't. She hasn't done much. The character that they're showing a lot right now is like the pretty boy.
Cavendish.
Yeah, him, Cavendish.
And Bartolomeo. Have you seen much of him?
Yeah, the chapter just ended with the fishman dude going to punch him and then breaking his arm.
Dude, you are going to love Bartolomeo. I know you. You will love him. Just give it time.
All right.
You will. Like when I can't say anymore. I don't want to spoil it.
He seems like at first glance. My first thought was, I don't know if I'm going to like this guy. He seems like he's one of those cocky One Piece characters that I hate.
I know, he does, right? But just wait. There's going to be a moment where you're going to like, I get this character now. And it's just going to click. Everyone loves Bartolomeo.
And I guess the other reason that I'm a little like iffy on it, I'm probably going to, as you're saying.
No, you will. You will. I'm confident.
Okay. But is because I really, really, really like Jinbei, and the fish dude was like, "This is for Jinbei," and then I was like, "All right," and then he broke his arm, and I'm like, "No," but he was talking about Jinbei.
Dude, just wait. Oh my God, keep reading. I want you to know. Yeah,
maybe I'll read some tonight.
But the other thing I've been consuming is One Piece, and
now try not to spoil it for me.
I won't. I want you to somehow stay away from the internet.
I've seen already. I saw a screenshot of the manga.
No.
I didn't see what it was because I saw the person was nice enough to say spoilers. All I saw was it was something. I noticed it was Luffy, or it looked like Luffy, but I saw someone say spoilers, and I was like, scroll.
I mean, I don't know if you'll fully even understand it if you saw it now, but let me just say chapters, because this will come out in the future, so I want people to know exactly what chapters I'm talking about. 1043 and 1044. These chapters are, I really believe, the biggest and most important chapters in all of One Piece ever.
So far.
Up to this point. And I don't feel like I'm exaggerating that either. Everyone online is flipping out right now. If you don't see spoilers somehow, then I'll be shocked. Like, stay away from everything One Piece online.
Maybe I'll stay
for the
up
next
late tonight
few years.
And read some manga.
You should.
Just keep going.
Please catch up on the manga, bro. Please. Oh my God. what just happened, the reason it's so amazing, I'm not going to spoil it, but the reason it's so amazing is because, first of all, it's something that we never saw coming.
Okay.
God, I want to say anything. Okay, hold it in, Cody. Don't spoil. But what happens basically makes you rethink. It's one of those things in fiction where it's like this thing happened and it makes you rethink the entire story up to that point. It makes you look back and it makes you look back and go, oh.
And One Piece is already famous for doing that multiple times.
But this is the biggest one. This, like, what just happened, it explains even episode 1 of One Piece. It explains Shanks. It explains why Shanks gave Luffy his hat. It explains the gum fruit. It explains.
Really? I thought that was pretty self-explanatory when it happened.
It seems like it, right? But no.
Why Shanks had the gum fruit and all that?
Well, it doesn't, like, so the thing is, it doesn't straight out say these things, but you can put it together. It's like, okay, now I get it. I can piece all of this together. And it's like, it's one of those things where, like, this thing happens, and then you stop and think about it, and you're like, oh, so everything I've seen so far were puzzle pieces, and I've just seen how they all, like, come together. Like, you didn't even realize it. But looking back, you're like, it's obvious. It feels obvious now. But I'll just say, like, after reading this, I already thought Oda was a genius, but I truly believe he is probably the best writer that I've ever seen in any fiction. And I wouldn't of our time. And I would be shocked if we see something as good as this again.
And you know, it's a real shame when you think about it, because you know so many people aren't going to experience what's possibly the greatest story that's ever been told.
I think it will be by the end. By the end, I think it will be. And this chapter really made me feel that.
You know, like comparable to like the Odyssey, I would think.
Yeah. Before these two chapters, I would have thought maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe it's great, but maybe it doesn't. But now I really think it's transcending. This is peak fiction. It's transcending manga.
Now, what happened?
Right,
do you think he planned on it the whole time doing this? The way it feels, or does it feel like he like, oh wait, I can do this? And
no, that's what's amazing about it. I don't think it was planned during the East Blue, but I think by the time we reach like 100% for sure, by the time we reach Skypiea, it's planned.
Okay, because Skypiea sets up a lot that you don't even know.
I think what happened, if I'm being honest, I think he had things in mind, but you know how it is with manga, especially in Shonen Jump. Like you definitely don't. Most manga are not going to get to run this long. You're going to get canceled at some point. I think he was trying to make a really cool story in the East Blue and then in Alabasta. I think by the time he got to Skypiea is when he realized, okay, I can go really far with this. Like I'm not getting canceled. This is the biggest thing. Like we can keep going. And I think that's when he laid everything out. But what's incredible is just, I'm just guessing that because it could have been laid out from the beginning, because the way it all connects is amazing. Like even looking at stuff in the East Blue and in Alabasta, there's so much symbolism and so many things that happen where you can say that's foreshadowing what just happened. But I think he put it in, like he brought it in later, but the way he brought it in is perfect. It's not like the smoke monster in Lost where it's kind of like, you forced that piece in there, you know?
We'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, it's more like it really, really works. It doesn't feel cheap in any way.
Side note, you know that's actually how Lost was written, right?
What's what?
So J.J. Abrams
figure it out later?
Yeah, he has this little thing he calls a mystery box. It was a box he bought somewhere. It's a mystery box. What's in it? You'll figure it out. And he's never opened it, apparently. Or at least up to that point, never opened it. And, and that's when he defers to anything mysterious. He's like, he defers to his mystery box. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, but it worked out. I mean, for me, at least for me, it worked out. I liked it.
But that's One Piece. One Piece is one big mystery box. All right, you'll figure it out.
It's just. I want to say more, but yeah, I can't say anymore. But like watching One Piece YouTubers online afterwards talking about it and like really piecing the connections together, like it's like, wow. Even Oda is just a genius in the way of in the manga. Maybe you've seen because you're reading it. He does the SBS.
Where he talks to people?
Yeah, where he like answers people's questions.
Yeah,
and, like,
I love that.
He's like funny and
Dude, some of those are hilarious.
yeah, but they also tell what's gonna happen in One Piece. He gives secret answers to things that will happen in like 500 chapters.
Really?
Yeah, and he like it's cool when you look back at it, and he in the cover stories as well, and in the full color spread arts.
Oh yeah,
for
there's like
the
all kinds of like,
chapters.
foreshadowing, like that one video you sent me where with Luffy's
Yeah.
eye being closed.
But there was a recent one. It's just they're really good. But the cool one is the numbers. I don't know, dude. It's just amazing how he uses the numbers as wordplay to mean something. Like I want to give examples, but I can't say anymore without spoiling. You're not
Fair
caught
enough.
up. But yeah, that's what I've been freaking out about. I've been dying to find someone who's caught up, and I don't know anyone who is. Because
I'm
this
getting
is so big. Dude, when you get there, I guarantee you're gonna write me and be like, you were right. This is big. But we'll see. The other thing about One Piece really quick before we move on, because this isn't even my biggest topic. that I
Oh
wanna talk
wow,
about.
okay.
Yeah, but I'm caught up with Izai. We caught up. I know we were talking about how we were catching up. We're caught
Yeah, I
up.
saw that on Facebook, and you were like,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
And she was like, I'm caught up.
On the anime, not the manga. But the anime is actually, it's really sad because we caught up at the worst time because Toei was hacked. I don't know if you know
I did
that.
hear about that. Yeah.
The anime's on an indefinite hiatus.
Oh my god.
And it's, dude, they stopped at the climax, basically. At the part where, like, everyone's been waiting for with Wano is where it stopped.
Oh
It's
my
so
god.
frustrating.
Surely it
Yeah.
won't be that long, but man.
Hopefully. Well, people are thinking maybe it'll be good. It's time to get some more space away from the manga. So
Oh yeah.
maybe the pacing can get a little bit better when it comes back.
See, that's my big problem with the One Piece anime is its pacing. I love it.
That is the worst part. It's the worst part. Yeah. Everything
And I
else is
know-
great.
I know the reason they have to pace it the way they do, but it's just, man.
Yeah. I wish they could just
It's
make it
not
a
Fairy
seasonal
Tail.
anime, to be honest. But the other thing is I watched One Piece Film Z. We just
Okay.
watched that last night. Have you seen it?
No, I've heard it's good.
It's actually pretty good. I really liked it. And we watched Stampede as well, which is One Piece Film 14, I think.
Okay.
Stampede's good, but the story's terrible. Stampede is just like, it's literally fan service. Like every character that everyone loves in One Piece just shows up and does something. And it's awesome. There's so many moments where like, yeah, this is awesome. But when you look at the story, it's like,
This
that's
is just
real
fan
bad.
service. Hey, you know what?
100%.
Anytime there's fan service, I'm never one to criticize fan service because my mantra on that is I'm a fan. Serve me.
Well, once you finish Whole Cake Island, that's when you can watch Stampede, and you should. It is.
When
it
can
is
I
worth
watch
seeing.
Film Z?
Now?
Oh, okay.
Film Z takes place right after entering the New World.
Are the movies canon? They're not canon.
Only one that's canon is semi-canon, like halfway canon, is Strong World.
Okay, and I know that one's a big deal.
Yeah, the only reason Strong World's like halfway canon is because the character Shiki, Golden Lion Shiki, is actually a canon character
Okay.
in the story. But like the events that actually happen, there's no way for me to picture how it could fit in. Because it would have to happen like before Sabondi, like between Thriller Bark and Sabondi. I don't know if it's possible. But anyway,
Man, I hate the name of that place.
Sabondi?
Sabaody.
Sabondi.
In English, I heard them say it. They say Sabaody.
That's ugly.
And then you even
Why
look
would
at
they
the
say
word
that?
and it's spelled out Sabaody.
Well, in Japanese they say Sabondi.
I know. And then, yeah, it'd either be like Shabundi. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not what I'm reading at all. I hate this.
I love that island though. It's fantastic.
Dude, Sabaody's great. See, that's how I learned how to say it.
I hate it. I hate it. Okay, so is there anything else you've been consuming? My last one's my biggest topic, so.
So let me think. I feel like there was an anime. Me and Ariel, my wife, we do like to. We've been sitting down and watching a show called Cells at Work, season 2. Watched a couple episodes of that. It's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
So
Osmosis Jones.
Yeah, essentially, it's exactly what I was gonna say. Man, there was something. I've watched a little bit of the Game Grumps play Elden Ring. Been watching some of that.
God, I want to play it so bad.
It looks fun, but I always got to tell myself, you're not good at Souls games, Dakota. Don't get Souls games.
But Elden Rings is the one, everyone says it's the one for people who aren't good because you can skip. You can like go around things that you couldn't before.
But I've also heard the same thing I've heard. Oh, yeah, I played it, and then it reminded me I'm not a Souls guy.
Well,
but
we'll see. Maybe you can get it on discount someday and for cheap and try it out.
I'm still into Horizon right now.
Forbidden West or
the
original?
The first one, yeah.
Okay.
Horizon, and then I don't know. I've been jumping around. I just downloaded a bunch of games that I had on the cloud for my PlayStation.
I'm playing nothing. I did a little more Assassin's Creed, but
that's fair.
I'm literally not doing the story or anything. I'm just so dumb. I'm just
hard.
running. I'm running around the world and just doing like the lookouts, like the synchronization points.
Those are fun.
Because I'm such an old school Assassin's Creed fan.
Oh,
that's the first thing you did. Like in Assassin's Creed 2, it's like you just go find all the synchronization points, but it's more I just want to see the world, honestly.
I get that. The new Assassin's Creed games, at least Origins and Odyssey, they have a mode where you can go and just explore. You don't have to do any missions.
I know, and I thought of doing that, but I was like, I do also want to do the story, so we'll get back.
The story is. I really hope you get to it again someday. Try not to do all the lookouts because there's way too freaking many. But I would try to do a lookout.
I was just doing them around the area I was at. I already did a lot, and then I looked at the map and I was like, oh, that's like 1% of the world.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's huge. It's a huge map. It really feels like you go through all of Greece. However, I will say the one thing I don't like, and I'm like, this doesn't feel like it would be real, or at least I don't know, is when you get on your ship and start sailing, the waves immediately become gigantic and huge and start bouncing your ship up and down like this.
I haven't experienced that yet.
Like, it's not hindering, but they make the waves really, really, really big in that. Not like storm big, but to me, when they did that just to make it more exciting. I know that, but it wasn't, to me, it wasn't realistic looking because you see from that area, the waves aren't that big.
I don't know. I mean,
but I could be wrong. Yeah. I'm just going based on videos I've seen of like.
All I can think of is like Philippines, and sometimes like when we're going between islands, it's not rainy or anything, but the waves are big, and it's like kind of scary. But I don't know. Like there in Greece, I don't know how it is.
I could be wrong. I'm not a Greece expert. I'm just basing it on videos I've seen of Mediterranean areas.
Well, I don't know how big they are because I haven't seen that yet in the game, so we'll see. So do you have anything else you want to talk about, or can I go into my last one?
Nah, if I think of it, I'll let you know. But yeah, I think I'm good right now. Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece. If I think of the anime I've been watching.
You'll have things to say about this.
Okay, go ahead.
So let me start this off by asking: have you continued your watching through all of Marvel chronologically?
Not yet. We're at the mercy of Nate.
Not someone who you want to be at the mercy of.
Yeah. No, we're at the mercy of Nate for whenever he's off work. Because we have to do it on a day where he has 2 consecutive days next, so we can go through it.
Okay.
But no, we have not.
Well, me and Izai and I, after catching up on One Piece, it's like, okay, what are we gonna watch? Well, it's time to catch up on Marvel. We haven't watched the shows yet. That's the next thing.
So you're gonna watch the shows?
Of course.
Like Daredevil and all that?
No, the important ones.
No, those count now.
No, the important ones.
Don't I hate you.
So we're gonna watch the Disney Plus ones.
Okay.
That's specifically what I want to watch. So
Fair
I've already
enough.
seen, of course, WandaVision. Fantastic. I loved it.
Very good.
Next, we'll watch Loki. Just
Loki's
gonna go
good.
through.
Make
yeah.
sure you watch What If.
I know you told me. I will. But we watched the movies. So that's what I wanted to talk about was the movies. So the very first one we watched was not the first one you're supposed to watch, but I didn't care. It's the one I wanted to see the most, which is Spider-Man.
Like 2002?
Huh?
Which one?
No, the new one. We're catching up on the new ones.
Oh, so you watched...
No Way Home.
Oh. Had you had
Yeah.
anything spoiled for you?
No, until I was watching it. And then spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home, really quick.
Mm-hmm.
For the next 10, 20 seconds, just skip ahead. I was watching it. We're halfway through. I didn't have anything spoiled. I didn't see any trailers. I knew nothing, literally nothing. And then Izai's like, I saw posters with all three of them on here. Where are the other two? And I was like, excuse me? What did you just say?
Oh,
She's like,
no.
where's the other two Spider-Men? I'm like, Izai, did you just spoil this for me? Like, are you kidding me? So Izai spoiled it for me.
Did she feel bad? I hope she felt
About
bad.
5 minutes before it happened.
Ah.
Yeah. She's like, I thought it was obvious. I thought that's all the promotion.
Yeah, now
like-
they didn't promote it. Now they're doing it now after the movies come out.
It's because we watched it so late. But it's okay. It was still awesome. I still absolutely loved it. Honestly,
Dude.
did you like it?
Oh my god, dude! I love it's number one of last year for me.
Yeah, that's
You know how
that might be
how I
my
rank.
favorite Marvel movie, other than maybe Endgame.
Endgame is good.
Ragnarok is super good too. I don't
Ragnarok's
know.
pretty good.
But that movie is, yeah. That
You want
is
to talk about
everything.
fan service in the best way possible?
Yeah, they did it right. They really did it right.
Mhm.
And oh my god, it was just. If you
And
haven't seen it, watch
haunting.
it. It's so good.
Haunting, again, spoilers. A haunting performance by Willem Dafoe.
Oh my god, dude, so good. He's still so good. He's such a good actor.
Really is.
Yeah, it makes me want to go back and rewatch the first Spider-Man ever,
Mhm.
Tobey Maguire first one, just to see.
We watched
Because I
that
was a
in
kid when that came
2020.
out. Yeah, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, so I'm sure I was not appreciating him.
Dude, you contest that Spider-Man 3 was the best one.
I was a kid when I watched them, Dakota. I can't defend that anymore.
I think that
don't
goes
know.
down to, though, you have a habit of being really hyped on the newest movie that comes out.
I used to.
Like the
I'm better about it now. I'm
episode
better
8 of
about it now.
Episode 8 of Star Wars, best one. It was the best one. And
It
then you
was.
said no, it wasn't. I mean, if you think that, good. I'm glad you think that, but
Well, I need to rewatch them again. I don't know.
it's not
Nine's
as
the
bad.
best.
No, it's not. I still
I actually don't know which one's the best. I honestly need to rewatch them. I kind of forget.
my
everything.
favorite to this day is still Return of the Jedi, personally.
That's nostalgia. Come on.
Nah, I've watched it again recently. I still
He
love
looks
that
like
movie.
he's on strings. It looks
Oh,
bad.
stop. No,
I'm just
stop.
playing. I love Return of the Jedi. I'm just playing.
I was going to say, we were in agreement on that for years that it was the best one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it might still be. It's just that I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
I need to see them all again. Honestly, I could definitely see myself saying Return of the Jedi is the best one. No
Dude,
doubt.
are you looking forward to Kenobi?
No. I'll watch it. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm just not hyped. I'm not. The thing with me, like with movies and things, because there's been no movie theaters here in the Philippines for 2 years, I just don't pay attention to movies anymore. So
Well,
then
Kenobi's
after
a
they're
show.
out, I'm like, okay. Oh, shoot. Well, I don't pay attention to shows either.
It's a limited show, too. It's only getting one season.
I don't know, dude. I'm kind of feeling that. I hate to say this. I just sound like a douche, kind of, but I'm feeling the Star Wars fatigue a little bit.
Well, I am with the movies, but the shows are killing it.
Well, that's my problem. I haven't watched any of the shows.
The shows are killing it right now.
I wanted to watch Mandalorian, just haven't yet. I need to.
You really should. You really should.
We
I know you
will.
don't like to
We will.
watch shows that aren't finished, but that one's worth waiting.
Anyway, so Spider-Man, No Way Home, incredible, so good. I was kind of salty at the end. I don't want to spoil it, but
Oh, I know what you were salty about. I know exactly what you're salty about with
yeah,
one
but I'm sure it's
character.
gonna work out. I'm sure it's gonna work. Everything's good.
One character in particular, something happens, and it's very pointless and annoying, and I thought it was unnecessary and unneeded and was only put in there for shock value.
Okay, wait, spoil it for me. Okay, skip ahead 20 seconds. What are you talking about?
When he stabs him, Toby gets stabbed.
Oh, that's not what I'm mad about.
Oh, well, what are you mad about?
I was okay with that because he lived. I was like, at first I was mad.
It was so
and then I was like,
pointless,
but he's
though.
all right.
It's so pointless.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
mean, I
reason.
wasn't. No, how could you do this?
As
But
soon
then
as he
he's
got
like,
stabbed, my first thought
I've
was,
been stabbed. Yeah, that's fine.
but I did
Really?
like, I was like, you're in a lot of pain, tremendous amount of pain.
Yeah, dude, I did love the last shot of the two of them
Mhm.
together. Like, yeah, it was so cool, dude. Andrew Garfield, still great.
Still my
Spider-Man.
favorite Spider-Man. Yeah.
Still love him as Spider-Man. He came
Dude.
on and Isai's even like, he's so handsome. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. He is maybe a little too handsome for Spider-Man, but
Just a little bit, but that's
Yeah.
all right. Still my favorite. Still the funniest. Has the best quips, best lines.
I thought he just fit Peter Parker.
When he comes in.
Ah.
When he comes in and says, "You want me to crawl around?"
yeah.
Oh, I was like,
He's
"He's
so
back!
good.
He's back!"
No, I was mad at the very end with people forgetting things.
Oh,
But
see,
it'll work out. I'm sure it's fine.
I like that a lot because to me, I'm like, oh, now in the
I
Marvel
like
sense,
Zendaya, dude. I don't want her to like not be.
I'm indifferent on Zendaya.
I like her as this character at least.
I like her character, but I'm
Yeah.
indifferent. I would rather, in the future, they haven't done it. I would like them to explore him having a relationship with Black Cat.
And where's Miles Morales? Come on, we teased him in the first one.
They did.
Still
too, you're
nothing.
right.
Yeah, still nothing.
My guess,
Because
you know
it's Childish Gambino, dude. Donald Glover. That's why I want him to come back. Go.
Well, Childish Gambino.
No, it's his
he's not-
cousin. Oh, it's his cousin.
His
isn't it?
nephew.
So,
Because Childish
right, I forgot.
Gambino, they were setting him up to be, not setting him up, but they were implying that he's the Prowler.
Yeah, you're right. I mixed that up. But still, they did tease Miles Morales in the first one. Let's go.
Well, I think, personally, we're getting Into the Spider-Verse sequel, right?
Yes.
And it's
I'm
called
hyped.
Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. So I'm thinking we're going to
Let's
see
go.
quite
Let's
a few
go,
crossovers.
baby. I'm hyped. Okay. The next one that we watched, because we got to move through this. We've been going for a while.
Yeah.
Is the one that I liked the least.
My God, I'm sorry. I choked on water a second ago.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I keep my body. I hate that. Bodies are stupid. I choked
You
on
choked
my
on
water.
water?
I choked on water or spit. My body for like 5 minutes now is going to be like, okay, you're still choking. You
I
get it
know.
out. It's like, dude,
It's
no,
so
it was
annoying.
just a little bit of water or spit. Just I cough a couple times to make sure it works, but we're good now. I can stop.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened to me in the gym once, and I spit all over these big buff guys. And I thought that was the day I would die, but they let it go. Thank God. Anyway, the next one I watched was the one that I liked the least, which was any guesses which one I liked the least of the most recent Marvel movies for the last year?
Probably Black Widow.
Yep. Black Widow.
I still have yet to see it. What?
Really?
We'll get to it. Yeah, I
You haven't
yet.
seen it?
No.
Oh, you should still watch it.
I don't-
Definitely.
Me and Ariel both we're in the same boat as we'll be like, all right, we got to watch Black Widow, and then we're like, but I don't care about Black Widow.
It's going to be tough for you at first, especially here's my thing. I liked Black Widow. I liked Scarlett Johansson. I know you were never a big fan, but I was. I liked it.
Yeah.
But she's, spoilers for Endgame, her character is dead. So I don't care anymore.
I never cared
And
to begin with.
on top of that, this movie takes place after Civil War, before what? It's
So in between
it just
Civil War
doesn't
and one of the others.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it should be coming out now. That's what's annoying to me. Isa and I were watching it and we're like,
That came
when
out
does this
too
take
late.
place?
That's what
Yeah,
I've heard.
I'm like,
I heard it wasn't worth the wait.
no. If this would have come out after Civil War, it would have actually been cool. But now it was like, bro, none of this matters anymore. Why do I care about this at all? The only part of it that matters is at the like after credit scene where they wrap a character from Black Widow into what's gonna happen in the future. But I'm like, this whole movie just for that? I don't know, dude. But it was actually good, and I still think it's worth watching for the second half of the movie. The first
Okay.
half, I legitimately was so bored. I thought I was gonna fall asleep, and I
my-
even told Izai, I'm like, I don't want to finish this movie.
Oh, that real quick. I do already know about the twist with the Taskmaster.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
That I know Taskmaster's in that.
What's Taskmaster?
They wore the mask. The character with the mask.
Oh, that's what it's called?
I guess. Yeah, that's the character they're supposed to be. But these comic book movies are so reluctant to say the characters and comic names.
Oh, okay. I don't know if anything about. To me personally, there were no twists in that movie that mattered. So I don't know.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's just that the second half is really fun. I really like the guy, like Black Widow's dad.
The dude from Stranger Things?
Dude, I don't know because I didn't watch Stranger Things.
Oh, well, he's the dude from Stranger Things.
But dude, his character is awesome. Like the movie was boring me to death until they introduced him back in. Because you see him at the beginning and then he comes back later. When they brought him back, I'm like, the whole vibe of the movie changed at that point. And I'm like, oh, this is good now. I really like it now.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, I'm going to
so
check
get
that
to
one
that
out
point.
eventually.
Bro, you're going to want to stop in the first half. But get to where they bring him back. And then it's better through the
Now,
rest of it.
Is it better than Captain Marvel?
Yeah, I liked it more, personally.
Okay, did you like Captain Marvel?
Yeah, I did. But here's
mean,
the thing. I liked Captain Marvel, but then I can't remember it well. So I must not
After
like it that much.
rewatching it, because we started with that. We started with Captain America and then went to Captain Marvel because chronological.
Right.
And yeah, we all literally were falling asleep during it. Me, Ariel, Nate, we all literally. But as soon as we put Iron Man on after that, we were like, oh my gosh,
you
this is
said
fun.
that, yeah.
This is fun.
I think you're gonna be falling asleep during the first half of Black Widow as well. But
that's such a
it's
bummer.
worth it for the second half. And honestly, the final fight in Black Widow is really cool. It's really well done. I liked it a lot.
Well, that sounds cool. Because my worry when they first announced a Black Widow movie years and years ago, my first thought was, I don't care. Why do I want to see, what, is she going to do a spy espionage movie? Ooh.
It's not really, honestly.
So, yeah, that's what I'm gathering, is that it's not just like, ooh, she's doing...
It's more of like a family movie. It's family, bro. It's Fast and Furious. It's family.
I got a visitor, sorry. My little kitty.
Oh, so cute.
You wanna
Hello.
continue?
Hello, sir.
Let me see if he'll give me give me kisses on camera. Let's see. You gonna do it? Oh, he gave me kisses.
What's his name again?
Deku. You know what's funny? Is
He
he's got
looks like a Jinbei.
I really I lobbied for Jinbei.
Oh,
I
okay.
lobbied for it. But Deku is what we said on. What's cute is he's got this little fang. This one is longer, so it actually sticks out on this side.
We have
It's really
cats
cute.
too, whose their fang sticks out. One of them in particular. Yeah, it's so cute.
We just got
Okay,
him
so-
neutered.
Moving on from Black Widow, the next one we watched, there's two more to go through, is Shang-Chi.
Dude, Shang-Chi was dope.
That movie was awesome.
Shang-Chi was
I
dope. I
loved
have
it.
the Lego of the dragon.
Really?
Yeah. It was-
Like the dragon from the lake?
mhm.
Yeah, so cool, dude. I loved it.
Shang-Chi
I
was
was
dope.
like, man,
really
I was
thought
so
I was-
surprised by that movie.
I thought I was going to be annoyed by Aquafina's character, but I actually ended up not being annoyed by her character.
She's great. She's
Yeah.
great. She didn't just play the same character that she always plays. I mean, halfway,
Which
but
is,
not
you know,
completely. Yeah.
just like, whoa, yeah, I'm awkward Asian girl.
Dude, I
eh."
was annoyed with
She-
her, and I actually kind of think she ruined Raya in The Last Dragon. for me
Really?
personally.
That was my worry, is that she was going to be annoying in that.
I
trying to,
liked it. I liked it, but
I haven't seen it yet.
You should still watch it. It's good, but I don't remember loving her character. Yeah, but honestly, a lot watching that movie, it felt a lot like Crazy Rich Asians reunion. There's so many actors from Crazy Rich Asians in Shang-Chi. I'm like, it made me feel like, does Hollywood just have like 10 good Asian actors? Like what? There's
Pretty
so
much.
many. I guess, yeah. But I really like those actors, so yeah, it was really good.
But yeah, Shang-Chi is definitely dope. I always correct people now when I hear them say Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi? They say Shang-Chi in the movie.
Well, before the movie, everybody thought it was pronounced Shang-Chi, so that's how everybody thought you pronounced
really?
it. So, like myself included, I was like, I can't wait to see Shang-Chi. And then I saw it in the whole movie, he's saying Shang-Chi, and I'm like, oh, I'm just racist. Not really.
Not a racist. You just don't understand
Culturally
pronunciation.
insensitive.
No, you don't understand how to pronounce it properly.
Yeah, I'm very
it's not
unfamiliar with
insensitive.
Mandarin. I'm very unfamiliar with Mandarin pronunciations.
Yeah, they're really hard because they
Yeah.
have tones.
Well,
So it's really difficult.
I have a friend from China, and she one time told me, she was trying to tell me the difference between the word panda and vagina,
Oh, okay.
and they're very similar. And I couldn't say panda, I could only say vagina. Every time I would try to say panda, she would giggle and say, "You're saying vagina."
That's funny. It's because the language is tonal. They have 4 different tones. But
Mm.
other than the tones, apparently Mandarin's one of the easiest languages to learn. Like there's no grammar basically. There's no tenses. Like if you want to say I'm going to the movie, I went to the movie, or I'm at the movie, it's like the same. You just say the same thing and you know it from context. It's interesting. But anyway, Shang-Chi, fantastic. Absolutely loved it. I'm excited for him to come back.
Yes.
I want to see him as an Avenger. I thought he was great. All around.
Mhm.
Really awesome.
What was the fourth one? I can't remember.
Eternals.
I haven't watched Eternals yet. I've heard nothing but mixed things.
Yep.
Some people hate it. Some people love it. What boat are you in?
Well, what boat do you think I'm in?
I think... I don't know, man. You're like me. You generally tend to like things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure I'll end up liking it.
I liked it a lot.
Did you
Me
really?
and Izai both. Yeah, Izai and I both really liked it. I didn't understand why people don't like it. No, I do understand why people don't like it. Because it's different. It's a bit different. And it's slower. Like, not all of it's slow, but there's definitely slow parts.
I do have the
And
Lego of the big red guy.
The big red guy? Oh, the Celestial.
Yeah, I have a Lego of him.
Yeah. It was good, dude. I actually really, really liked it. And I was really sad. At the end, I won't spoil anything, but you should definitely watch it. It's good. And Jon Snow. Also Rob. You know, it's like a Game of Thrones reunion.
Now, how was the first Marvel movie sex scene?
Oh, is that the first one?
Yeah, there's never... Even though technically you kind of see in Iron Man him fooling around in his room with a woman, but you don't see them do anything other than make out and fall onto the floor. But it's implied that they were about to do the do.
I mean, I don't know if I would call it a sex scene, to be honest. They're like making out, and then they're on the rock, and they're like making out on the rock, and then their clothes are off, and then they're clearly like naked together, kissing, and then that's it.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't really see it as.
progressive.
I wasn't even 100% sure that they did it. I was like, oh, they could have
Yeah,
still
they
stopped
bippity-bopped.
there. Yeah, they could have still stopped right there. I don't know. I
Like,
wasn't
okay, I'm
totally
done.
sure.
And then he has to go and beat off or something.
It definitely wasn't a like Watchmen
Oh,
style.
man. They were straight up.
Yeah.
That was porno almost.
Yeah, dude. It wasn't that, that's for sure. But it was good. I really liked the movie. You should watch it. Man, I thought you'd seen it. I thought we'd have more
No,
to say
I
about it.
haven't.
That's why I thought this topic was going to be
See,
so
I've been
big, but you
reluctant to
haven't
watch
seen
it because I've
Why?
heard nothing. Because I've heard because one, it's long. And
It is long.
and
We
that's
watched
the-
it 2 different days. We only watched half, and then we finished it the next day.
And then the other reason is I've heard nothing but mixed things, and I'm not hyped on it at all.
I wasn't hyped on it either.
I think
But-
Nate was in the same boat. He wasn't hyped on it at all either. I can't remember if Nate's seen it or not. I don't think he's seen it either.
It's the last one that we watched because I wasn't hyped on it.
But I don't blame you for watching Spider-Man first, because that's
the best one.
it's hands down the best Marvel movie that's ever, in my opinion. I think.
Yeah.
And it making me look even more forward to Multiverse of Madness. Because
Dude.
have you watched the
so
trailer to
hyped.
that?
Yeah. I'm so
Dude.
hyped, dude.
I'm I'm fairly certain we're going to be getting X-Men.
It looks so awesome, man.
I am
can't
fairly
wait.
certain, because you even see Halle Berry has been walking around with her hair dyed white recently.
Has she?
Yeah, so everyone's kind of like,
We're sure. We're getting it. We're getting it for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's happening. Yeah, it's happening. I mean,
It's
after
like-
after Spider-Man, it's like
anything's
Yeah.
possible.
anything's
Legitimately,
possible.
anything can happen. And I don't think it's limited to just Marvel properties. I think we're going to be getting in that movie. It's going to be mostly Marvel. I think we're going to be. Now, don't be shocked if you see some like Star Wars shit. I think. Like, don't be shocked. Don't expect it, but
Stop.
don't be shocked.
Dakota,
Do not
stop.
expect that.
Stop.
Don't
Don't
whoever's
get me
listening,
hyped for this movie.
Do not
okay?
expect there to be Star Wars or what else do they own? Don't expect
Everything.
Yeah. Don't expect it to be Star Wars or any big Disney like crossovers. Like, you're not gonna see you're not gonna see Wreck-It Ralph in this movie.
Well, you never know.
I mean, it's possible, I guess, but
don't expect
don't
Sora.
be surprised if you see something Star Wars because of multiverse. But don't expect it, because then that would throw in all kinds of messes for the Star Wars canon and timeline that I don't think Disney wants to mess with.
I need you to stop because you're making me too hyped, and then I'm gonna be disappointed when this doesn't happen.
Oh, I'm already... Dude, the possibility of Hugh Jackman being in this movie is already setting me off.
When does it come out?
May. It's like May 25th, I think.
What's the next Marvel movie?
That.
No. There's another one.
No, there's not. It's Multiverse Madness.
I think you're wrong, bro.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Multiverse Madness.
Wait. Okay, this does say Multiverse of... What was I just reading? I literally just was reading... Or maybe it's a series. What the F was I just reading? I literally, like 2 days ago, was looking at what's the next movie. There's supposed to be something in April. Maybe I lost my mind.
I don't
April
recall.
2022. Hold on. Marvel
All right.
movie, April. Okay. I guess it's... Yeah, okay. I guess you're right. It's Doctor Strange. Well, no.
We are...
Morbius.
Oh, that's not the next Marvel movie, though. But yes, I am hyped for Morbius because that's a Spider-Man villain.
Okay.
I'm betting he'll probably show up. That's why they're putting Morbius out before Doctor
It's
Strange.
It's Sony. Okay, got
He's
you.
probably going to show up at some point.
I knew there was something. I'm like, bro, I'm not crazy. I definitely read that there's something before Doctor Strange.
Dude,
Okay, thank God I'm not crazy.
I don't know if you caught this, but at the end of No Way Home, spoilers for No Way Home again.
Of course I caught it. Yeah.
No, at the-
Well,
no, at
okay,
the-
tell me.
At the very end, when it's showing all the people start to come through and turn
Oh.
into their world. Did you catch any of the people? Or did you pay
No.
attention? Dude,
I was trying to pay attention, but I didn't.
they show Rhino, they show Black Cat, they show Scorpion, a version of Mysterio pops up. Like,
Really?
they show like the outlines. You don't see him, but you show especially Rhino. That's the one that made me freak out.
I feel like I did see Rhino, but now I'm questioning it because I was looking at them. Yeah, I was trying to look like, oh, hold on, who are they? Do I recognize them?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of recognizable ones in there. Now I didn't tell you this. Now, as you know, Andrew Garfield's my favorite Spider-Man, as he's years two.
Controversial pick. Well, no, Tom Holland's my favorite Spider-Man.
Is he really?
Tom Holland's my favorite young Spider-Man. Let's see what happens as we get into older
I'll admit that
Spider-Man.
I think Homecoming is my favorite of all the Spider-Man movies.
It's rough for me. Okay, okay, hold on. Tom Holland's my favorite Peter Parker, I guess. No, Tom Holland's my favorite all-around Spider-Man.
That's the general consensus. Is he's the perfect balance.
Yeah, he's the perfect balance. My favorite Spider-Man, like in the suit, I'm being Spider-Man, is Andrew Garfield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Tobey Maguire has the best actual Peter Parker, I think.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I think that's the consensus most people have, is that Tobey is the best Peter, Andrew's the best Spider-Man, and Tom Holland is a very good mesh of both of those.
Which makes me think I like Tom Holland most because, he mixes it well, but... Yeah,
I legitimately, but when they both came out, I did this, but I screamed in the theater, like legit, not just like yes. I held it in until I realized everybody was cheering, until I finally just was like, yes.
Bro, I'm gonna have to put a spoiler warning at the beginning of this episode. Spoilers for No Way Home. Yeah.
Were you hyped when any of that happened at all?
Yes, I was hyped. I was so hyped.
You didn't have it spoiled? After I screamed in that and it got quiet and everybody got quiet, I screamed, "He lied!"
He lied?
Yeah, you didn't know he's literally... Toby and Tom shut the hell up. They didn't say anything about anything. Andrew Garfield vehemently denied constantly. No, I'm not in it. I'm not in it. It's even like... This is a picture of you on the set in the Spider-Man suit that's been leaked. Yeah, looks like it. So logically, that would mean that you were in the movie, right? And he's like, no, it's Photoshop.
I mean, I could see how you could say that it's Photoshop. Photoshop is so good nowadays. Deep fakes, everything. You could be like, bro, it's a deep fake. It's fake.
But yeah, it was just like, come on, dude. Come on, we know you're lying, and then of course
I remember when people were really upset when the trailers were coming out. And there's like, "Where's Toby?" Like,
you can see in the trailer. You can see in the trailer, where they had to the part when they all three together go and attack in the movie. You know, where one of them kicks whoever or whatever. If you go and watch the trailer, you can see in that they only have Tom Holland in that shot. They edit the other two out. But if you watch the lizard as he's jumping at Tom Holland, you see his face just randomly go. Like
I'll have to watch it
in the trailer, like they missed it, and it's so obvious, and everybody's like, "Why he wouldn't just? What was he doing?" And then
Tom Holland has invisible powers.
Well, then of course it turns out, like we all thought it was Tobey Maguire kicking him in the face.
Bro, speaking of Tom Holland, I want to ask you this before we end this, because it's been going for a while. We're at 2 hours.
Yeah.
Uncharted movie.
I haven't seen it yet. No.
Me either. Are you gonna watch it?
I've heard it's good. I'd like to. I've heard it actually is pretty good.
I've heard it's good from people who don't play Uncharted, but from people who play Uncharted, I heard it's not great.
I don't know. I've heard it's good. The last movie I saw, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about. I knew it. The last thing I saw was The Batman.
Oh, I want to see it. I'm thinking about seeing it next week. The theaters are open in the city, so I could maybe go see it.
Cody, do me a favor. I won't talk about the movie at all on this show, because I don't want to hype it up for you. Just know I liked it.
Do you like Edward Cullen as Batman?
Yeah, I really, really, really do.
Is he the best Batman?
I can't talk about. Please,
I can't talk about it.
Please, Cody, do me a favor.
Okay, but here's my question. Really quick. Do I need to see all the other DC movies, or is this separate?
No.
It's separate?
Yeah, it's completely separate.
Completely separate. It's not even in the universe?
The director even said he has no interest in bringing even Superman into his universe, which I think is a bit.
I'm
I
so
think is a
in.
bit of a miss. I think it's a bit of a miss. I think, but because my
Nah, Superman bad character. I'm so in.
Okay.
Let's go.
But I don't think. I think it's just gonna be like another. To me, my only disappointment with that, I'm like, oh, another standalone Batman universe. Okay. I like a connected universe, but that's just me. But
they just can't do it well in DC. Why
they
try?
could. They could. They just haven't tried hard enough because the Snyder Cut was actually good. Justice League wasn't good. It wasn't that good, but the Snyder Cut was good. But please, Cody, please go see this movie sooner than later. You don't have to see it by the. I want to talk about it with you if you actually are interested.
I thought you
were
worried I'm gonna get spoiled.
No, maybe, but if you're going, I want to talk about it with you.
Well, here's the thing: if I'm gonna watch it, it's gonna be next week.
That's fine. If I have to wait a couple weeks to talk about it, I will.
No, like meaning this weekend, this coming weekend.
Oh, so
like
tomorrow?
Not now. No.
It's Sunday for you right now.
Yeah, don't forget I'm a day ahead of you. So
next, okay, yeah. So it would have to be not because I assume we'll probably record this Tuesday for us.
Wednesday for me, but yeah.
Yeah, for me.
So in 2 episodes.
Yes, so in 2 episodes. Please, Cody, please. That's your homework for the. It's for the show, Cody. For the show.
It's for the show, huh? Okay. I want to see it. I really want to see it. I like Robert Pattinson a lot, actually.
I do too.
I don't know why people were like questioning, oh, it's Edward Cullen. It's like he has proven so many times after Twilight that he's a good actor and like he shouldn't be just like that's so weird that anyone would just see him as Edward Cullen. But
here's what you might like. You might like this because I liked this. How many times have we seen the Batman origin story in a movie, right?
Who knows? Many.
That's not this movie. In fact, this movie is so not that movie. My first thought was they're doing because there's a famous comic book called Batman Year One, and it's exactly that. It's his first year. And my first thought, okay, when I first saw the trailers, I was like, okay, they're doing Year One. That's what they're gonna have to do because he's younger. So I'm like, they're doing Year One Batman. Fine. They didn't do Year One Batman. They did something I would have never thought they would do. They did Year 2.
So he's already Batman.
Yeah, he's already been established as he's established at this point in the movie.
How old is how old is Bruce Wayne when he becomes Batman?
When he becomes Batman in Year One, and the consensus among the comics is the same thing as I think he's 27. When he becomes, but canonically in the story, like in most Batman stories, canonically Batman is 33.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say Robert Pattinson's like 35, I think.
Yeah,
something like that.
But he looks really young. He does a good job. He looks very young, and I love his Batman costume. I love his costume in that movie.
Well, we should stop talking about it. I don't want to get spoiled or get too hyped on it. I'd rather go in with my expectations.
So just please see that for me for the show, Cody. For the show.
It's for the show. I'll check it out for the show. I would never watch it otherwise, but no, I'm just kidding.
Think you
I was
might.
already planning. I was already planning to see it.
Do keep in mind, it is long. Like, it's long.
Like how long?
It's like 2 hours and 45 minutes long. But it's worth it.
I'm gonna have to pee, dude. Thank God. I'm in the Philippines.
You'll see it. There's a definite. They could have cut about 15 minutes out of that movie. They didn't need to be as long as it was.
Bro, before we end this really quick, you just reminded me, I want to say a cool thing about the Philippines really quick.
All right.
I think the best thing I've seen is that they put their restroom in the theater. Like
really?
In the theater. Like you just walk to the back, that's the restroom. So you can still hear the movie, you can hear everything that's happening. You just go and then walk right back out. You don't have to leave and go down the hall to find the restroom.
So you can at least.
Why does everyone not do that? Yeah, I don't know why everyone doesn't do that.
Seems like it could be probably in America at least a little unsanitary. Like no one would take proper care of it because you know how movie restrooms are here in America. They're always gross.
Well, they just gotta make sure to take care of it. I don't know.
Nah, they won't.
All right. Well,
recommendation.
For joining me here.
What's your recommendation?
Yeah. My recommendation this week is I'm sorry, this seems like a cop out, but I want to recommend it. If you, for some whatever reason, whatever your preconceived notion of this thing is, and you think it's not for me, it's not good, come on, let's move past it, guys. It's time to read One Piece. I specifically
Or
want
watch
you to
it,
read
or
the
watch it.
manga. I want you to read the manga, but
I can agree to
or
that.
watch it, however you want to get into it. But I
consume
suggest
it somehow.
the manga. The only reason I recommend the manga is because if you haven't gotten into it this long, starting at the beginning of One Piece might be a little hard for you in the anime. It's definitely not aged super well, but the manga's fine.
They got movies that recap all that, though, and shorten it, so keep that in mind as well.
But if you want that whole story, though, because, I mean, yeah, my girlfriend, that's how she got into it, was through those movies that recap and shorten it. It does work. You can do it. But if you want all those details, please jump into the manga. One Piece, I am fully renewed after these last 2 chapters. I mean, I already was. I'm a huge fan of One Piece. But I fully believe it's something that I understand, guys. Look, I get it. The characters look weird. All right? They look weird. But you will get over it.
You'll grow to appreciate it.
You will grow. You will someday shed tears over that ballerina guy that you meet in Alabasta.
Dude,
okay?
No, don't
Just
get me
trust
started
me.
don't get me started about him, dude. He's
Just trust me.
dude, I would
It's
get a
worth
tattoo
it.
of that guy.
Yeah, man.
Bon Clay, that's his name.
Bon Clay, baby.
Dude,
Yeah.
Gambare.
Ganbare, I forgot. Yeah. Okay, guys. That's all. Thanks for joining me today, Dakota. It was good to have you here.
Yes, as always. Good to be here. Good to be here.
Next time.
In my room.
You're in charge, and we're not going to have as big of a break, so we're probably going to have a legit topic.
Yeah, this was we're just kind of bit of catch up corner because we
It had been 3 weeks, guys. Yeah.
I will pick a main topic. I don't know what it'll be, but it'll be nerdy. So,
all right, guys. Thanks for watching or listening, however you consumed it. And
you know what?
See you.
Let's end this the way we used to end weekday 1-up, and I feel like it's more proper here.
Okay.
Stay nerdy.